So this is a video of our new SHP-TX pump. In this case it's floating on a pontoon on a small dam. At the moment we're doing a test where we're pumping to 200 meters of head. You can see the pipe and power cable and the intake filter sock just below the pump in the water. We'll now look at the pressure gauge so you can see the pressure we're pumping to. Here's the gauge. We're at 2000 kPa, which is a 200 meter lift test. So this might be a farmer who has, say, a 150 meter hill and maybe another 50 meters of pipe friction head, and we're simulating a 200 meter lift. We'll now look at the flow that we're getting at the moment. So the flow is varying between 9.7 and 10.4 litres per minute. So that's pretty reasonable. It's still quite early morning here, about 10:30 in the morning. So the sun is only on, mainly on two of the panels, and we'll have a look at the panels next. So here are the panels, 4 270 watt panels. So we've got two 540 watt arrays, one's east and one's west. We're still in morning sun, so the amount of power available will pick up in an hour or two as we approach midday. We'll look at what the power meter is doing next. So as you can see, we're pulling almost 600 watts, about 580 watts off the PV array. We'll let this pump run for the day, and then we'll monitor the kilowatt hours and the litres per day pumped as a reference for a 200 meter test. So we'll now go and look at the pontoon again and just talk a little bit about Pontoon Applications. So if you have a pontoon, it makes the intake very easy to do, because the water lift, the suction lift from the water surface to the pump, as you can see, is only a few hundred millimeters. This makes for a very reliable installation. You can put your pump in the middle of your pond, and it can just sit there and really needs no other input. The next thing you can do, of course, is install your solar PV array on the pontoon as well. You'll need a larger pontoon, and we'll have a look at that in a moment. So there are many ways you can install the SHP-TX. You can mount it on ground, you can mount it on a pontoon, you can mount it on a larger pontoon with the PV array, and all of those options are covered in our detailed installation guide. We'll look at a larger floating pontoon next. So here is a larger pontoon floating on 200 litre plastic drums. There's 4 drums there, so we're able to support a load of quite a few hundred kilograms without trouble. The pump would normally fit underneath the panels, and then you could pull this out to the middle of your pond where it would be secured in place. And this is also a very good solution for farmers who have larger ponds, who want to mount all the equipment in one place, and where the pond gets all day sun. Obviously at the moment you'll see that there's trees in the background and lots of shading, and that's because we're just assembling it here in a place where we've got access. But in the middle of the pond we actually get good sun pretty much all day. So that's a larger pontoon application.